The thousands of names here on the Vietnam Memorial Wall are real people with real lives who sacrifice those lives and leave lasting legacies. And the veterans on this honor flight knew these people and remember them and love them to this day. Fargo firefighters have had a busy morning today dealing with two big fires. Many top business leaders are seriously concerned AI could pose an existential threat to humanity in the not too distant future. If you ever do hire a full-time tot maker, let me know. That might be worth a career change for me.
Send over your resume.
Okay, fine. Will do. And normally I say good morning, but I'm saying good night right now because this is Knight. He is a big boy and he is available for adoption from Homeward Animal Shelter. Heather Klepstad joins us. Thanks for coming on. It's become a downtown tradition and it's coming back tomorrow for the 2023 summer season of the Red River Market, downtown Fargo at Broadway Square. We have Simone Wye with the Red River Market joining us to talk about what we can see this year. Thanks for coming on. I feel like we're going to have a magician with a big reveal. And we're going to learn about some of the cuts of meat that you can find at any local grocery store. Good morning. It's just after 8 a.m. Thanks for joining us for your only local news from 7 to 9 a.m. I am Adam Ladwig. Happy Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday. We are going to be celebrating later on in the show live with Breadsmith of Fargo. They're bringing in some delicious king cakes, telling us all about the history behind the iconic Mardi Gras treat and where you can get yours for your Fat Tuesday celebrations today. But first, let's start off the hour with a check of the weather. Something else to celebrate. We have a really nice morning for Mardi Gras. Dylan Hard joins us for the first look. Good morning, Dylan. New this morning, Red River Valley SWAT arrested two fugitive suspects for out-of-state warrants in a raid Monday night in Fargo. SWAT, in a joint operation between the Metro Street Crimes Unit, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and the U.S. Marshal Service, conducted a high-risk search warrant just after 8 p.m. in the 1300 block of 5th Avenue North. Tarika Thompson, 35, of Memphis, was arrested on an outstanding warrant for second-degree attempted murder in Memphis. Christopher Butts, 41, also of Memphis, was arrested for an outstanding federal warrant for charges related to narcotics and firearms. Also new this morning, one person is dead after a crash on Minnesota Highway 200 near Mahnomen, Minnesota, around 5:30 p.m. Monday. The State Patrol says a grain hauler semi traveling east on the highway collided head-on with a car going west, and the semi caught on fire. The driver of the car, a 17-year-old male from Gary, Minnesota, died at the scene. His name has not been released. The semi-driver, 76-year-old Jerry Wang of Winger, Minnesota, has non-life-threatening injuries. 47% of burns and scalds at home are caused by cooking. And every day, 300 children are treated in ERs across the U.S. for burn-related injuries. KVRR's Aaron Walling brings us tips on how to protect your kids at home this morning. The 2024 Minnesota legislative session is underway this morning with a relatively modest agenda after a momentous 2023 session that saw Democrats take full control of the state house. Last session, they expanded abortion and trans rights, paid family and medical leave, universal free school lunches, child care credits, and other aid for families. Governor Tim Walz says this session will be more of a normal off-budget year, focusing on bonding and cleaning up a few issues. The two-year budget was set last year when lawmakers had a $17 billion surplus. That money went mostly to new spending, with some for tax cuts. A bill to fix the school resource officer issue in Minnesota schools is already making its way through the House. Some officers were pulled from schools after the last session passed a bill putting restrictions on restraints, causing some departments to fear legal action. Fargo-Moorhead Salvation Army falls short of its goal during the Red Kettle campaign over the holidays. The campaign raised $836,073 during the 3-month period that ended December 31st. The goal was $950,000. Major Abe Tamayo says they saw fewer bell ringers. He says when there are no ringers, there are no donations. They also report that general donations have been lower, which they are blaming on inflation. The Cass County Jail expansion project is underway this morning. Sheriff Jesse Johnner says it's happening at a crucial time. He says the jail has been dealing with capacity issues over the years, but especially recently with the population exploding in Cass County. The expansion will bring in more beds and treatment options. It all comes down to public safety in the region, according to Johnner. The plan is to have the expansion project done by April of 2025. Get ready to party. Today is Mardi Gras, which is French for Fat Tuesday. It's a day of debauchery ahead of the restrictions of Lent. In the U.S., massive celebrations with parades, street parties, masked balls, and other events are held in New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama. They're also held internationally in Venice, Rio de Janeiro, and elsewhere in what's called Carnival. Fat Tuesday always lands 47 days before Easter and a day before Ash Wednesday. And we'll be celebrating Mardi Gras live in studio with king cakes, courtesy of Breadsmith of Fargo. Stay tuned for that, coming at around 8:50 this morning. Dylan, how excited are you for some king cakes live in studio?
I am very excited for those king cakes. Much more excited about those than the weather we're currently having.
The weather's not bad either.
It's not terrible, but I mean, king cakes are always better. And I'll have the latest on the weather in 1 minute.
Good morning. It's just after 8 a.m. Thanks for joining us for your only local news from 7 to 9 a.m. I'm Adam Ladwig. We have a jam-packed show for you today, including Pet Connection, our friends at Care in West Fargo, joining us for the first time live in studio in years with a bird looking for a forever home. But first, the big story of the day, the smoke still in our region and still potentially hazardous to people. So let's start off the hour with a check of the weather with meteorologist Mariah Bush, who tells us just how hazy it's going to be for a second straight day. Good morning, Mariah. Raging wildfires in Canada are sending that smoke towards us this morning, creating poor air quality throughout the region once again this year. Inhaling fine particles can cause a variety of health effects, including respiratory irritation, shortness of breath. It can also worsen medical conditions like asthma and heart disease. KVRR's Brian Barrett has more on how long the smoky skies will stick around. New this morning, severe weather impacting other parts of the country. More than 100,000 people are without power in the south this morning. According to Power Outage US, at one point, over 200,000 households were left in the dark for at least part of Wednesday in Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Mississippi, and Texas. Roughly 10 million people in those states are under severe thunderstorm watch. The Storm Prediction Center says there have been at least 8 tornado reports and nearly 90 reports of hail. The harsh weather is expected to continue for some parts of the region throughout today. Authorities suspect a massive bridge fire in rural Clay County is arson. The flames were huge as the bridge was fully engulfed near Sabin. Sabin, Barnesville, and Dilworth fire departments battled the fire after they responded around 9:30 Tuesday night. Material from the bridge fell into the river, prompting the Minnesota DNR and Pollution Control Agency to be called. This is an ongoing investigation into a criminal act. If you have any information on the case, you are asked to reach out to the Clay County Sheriff's Office. More than 100 people are officially U.S. citizens this morning after a naturalization ceremony in downtown Fargo on Flag Day. For some, they are refugees. Others have been in the U.S. for years. A few shared what it means to be an American with KVRR's Aaron Walling. It's so cool seeing how excited they are at getting their brand new U.S. citizenship. I just only wish we had a better weather for them to celebrate in, all this smoke and haze.
Yeah, I agree. I wish they could go out maybe and spend some time outside.
Well, let you hang out with those cows and can't wait to see what you come up with next time. I love all the animals at the fairs. What you got to do is you go, you get your food, and then you go see the animals, because if you do it the other way around, then you just got to keep washing your hands and stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm just probably going to stay on the food side.
Oh, but the goats are cute. Their pupils are rectangular.
They are, but maybe I'll go back like a separate day for the animals, like food in one day and then animals in the next.
There's enough that you really could go back multiple times and still not catch it all. Leave the rocks there. Don't take them again.
Yeah, public art is for everybody. Don't spoil it so we can all enjoy it together.
Don't make the kids sad.
Or the anchors sad.
Yes, or the kids at heart.
Exactly.
Awful lot of talk about the heat.
Yes.
And it's only going to get worse the next couple days, right, Brian?
Yep, we're just going to continue to see that heat build for the next couple of days.
What about you, Adam? What drink are you most interested in on the 3 up here?
Well, I was going to ask you the same exact thing, Aaron. I'm a sucker for a clever name, so I might try the Painkiller if I go check out the rooftop cocktail lounge there. Their garden brings all the boys to the yard.
Can you blame them?
It's better than yours.
Maybe they can teach you, but they might have to charge.
That's why there's tickets. You got to pay for the tickets.